Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming back or for joining me. My name is Joanna and I am your intuitive medium and intuitive coach. These are going to be your readings for the month of May. I'm going to keep this very short and very brief. I want to say first and foremost, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing to my videos. Please keep in mind these are general videos, so they may not apply to you. Some parts may apply to you, sometimes the entire thing may apply to you, and sometimes none of it will apply to you, and that's okay. Do watch your rising sign, your moon sign, and your sun sign, because these will often create a much clearer picture of what's going on in your life or how it's reflected in your particular case. If you would like a private session, that information is down below for you, and always remember that if you send me an email regarding how the readings pertain to you, I have no way of knowing that until I actually connect with you when I have a session with you. So if that is what you wish, that information is down below for you. Aside from the fact that May feels very significant, but I think I always say that everything is very significant, but there are some planetary changes happening in the month of May. The planet of Uranus is entering the sign of Taurus, and with that comes significant changes for the next little while. So be prepared to shift, to change, to evolve, to become much more enlightened, and a lot of the readings do reflect that. So without further ado, thank you so much again. Let's move on to your individual readings. I will see you soon. Hello, beautiful sign of Cancer. This is going to be a reading for the month of May 2018. I almost said April. I don't know about you guys, but this time is flying way too fast for me. All right, let's see what we have for you. When I was meditating on your sign, the words that I heard, keywords for you, were solutions and resolutions. Coming out of conflict, saying goodbye to some people, not necessarily in a bad way. Solutions and resolutions, coming to terms with something, putting an end to something, putting something to rest. These are all things that will be happening for some of you in order to help you have a brand new start. You do have the number 1 as one of the numbers around you, and you also have the number 3, which is a very nurturing number, but it's also about growth. It's about expansion. So whenever we move past our comfort zone, we're always bumping into walls that represent a little bit of resistance. So there may be some things that will be on the horizon for you that you will need to trust that they're working out the way they're supposed to. Because you do have, from what I see here, many of you are at crossroads, or the card fork in the road is being presented. I saw some of you are ironing things out, smoothing things over. This was shown to me energetically, but it can obviously apply to any situation in your life. Smoothing things out with a family member, with a lover, with a spouse, with a co-worker, with whatever it is. Ironing things out and smoothing things over is a big theme here. And that's maybe part of the solutions and resolutions. Some of you I saw trying to hit the home run. So this was actually shown to me as baseball. So yes, for some of you, you might be playing baseball and you're going to hit home run. And for others of you, though, it is about trying to accomplish something significant. And this can be job related, anything that is of importance to you. And you're trying to strike it big. You're trying to make an impact. You're trying to solidify something really, really important. So it looks like many of you will be trying to hit a home run, whatever you consider that to be for yourself. Let me just see here. This was shown to me also as an opportunity. So again, career, relationship, monetary, many things this can come about. But it looks like some of you are going to be winning big, whether it is a lottery, yeah, maybe for some of you, but for most of you, this is about a situation that will, for some of you, situation that will appear out of nowhere. So that will be interesting to find out what that is. Now, the cards that, I'm doing it a little bit differently this month. The cards that you are, or the messages, sorry, that are shown to me as a focus point. So the first card you have is the fork in the road. this is basically a card of transition. This is the proverbial crossroads. So yes, many of you will be and currently are transitioning from one situation to another. Some of you are trying to figure out how to balance things out, and some of you are trying to figure out which direction to go to. This is basically saying that the way things have been can be no longer, so a decision will have to be made at some point. The other card you have is time to go in protection position. What this is signifying here is that some of you may think you are at the end of a road, but it is not necessarily so, because either the situation you're dealing with is not over yet, or a similar situation will present itself to you at a different time. So the message actually of this card is, consider this a rest or break rather than something that's final. The other card you have is go the distance. So this is all about you working towards something that is in the future, but it will be over long term. It is also about you preserving your valuable energy. Yes, that's what I want to say. This is about reserving your valuable energy because you're working towards a long haul. So there's definitely a lot of long-term future connected to this, and I hope this is going to make sense to you. The spirit animal card is gazelle. So when gazelle shows up, it's all about vigilance. The message of this card represents you needing to relax a little bit more. So if many of you have been or have a tendency to be extra vigilant, you're being asked to relax. I don't know how you're going to do that. I mean, obviously there's various ways of doing this, but I'm trying to feel the message of this card. I keep hearing relax a little bit, relax in a bit, and a little bit. And I feel like many of you are always on the lookout for something to go wrong. And this is probably something that has been with you for a while. And the message here is allow yourself to relax so that you can enjoy the present moment. So those are the messages as a focus points. What are you leaving behind? Fantastic, actually. You have two cards. One is Five of Swords. The other one is Nine of Wands. And definitely some of you are leaving a situation behind that was irritating, that was unfair for some of you. There is conflict. This conflict could be with other people, could also be inner conflict. I also want to say there was lack of decision. Either you didn't make a decision, you couldn't make a decision, or you felt you had no choices. The Nine of Wands here in reverse, a lot of it will be connected to your career, but much of it is also connected to relationships, how you feel about yourself, your power. And I feel like many of you are coming from a place where you had no direction in a relationship, no direction in career, work, your passion, but you're leaving that behind. So that is fantastic. Now, I did talk about new beginnings. I believe I did talk about that. Yes. I mean, we're all going towards new beginnings. And if I didn't, I will talk about it in a moment. So what's to come? King of Cups showed up. You have the ultimate wish card, which is the Nine of Cups. So that is something that will transpire, hopefully in the month of May. To me, King of Cups represents someone who is emotionally very stable, someone who is very trusting, someone who is very even-keeled, I want to say. I also want to say this is someone who is, I want to say the word elder, okay? So perhaps some of you will be communicating with an elder, and this could be a counselor, this could be a wise person, this can be an elder, this can be a healer, whatever it is. This is showing me for some of you that this is what the card represents. For others of you, this is representing you and how you will feel emotionally. So you are moving towards a much more stable way of feeling, emotionally speaking, feeling in control, feeling grounded, just feeling solid. For some of you, you might be meeting a person who represents King or Queen of Cups. So this could be, again, somebody who is older. This could be a boss. This could be a friend. Could be a relationship partner that you are going to meet. Point is, month of May offers you emotional fulfillment. Now, this could be because you are leaving this stuff behind, and also you are at crossroads. So many of you will be choosing. I really like this card because it is referred to as wish fulfillment, and yes, it's true. I want to also say that to me, it stands for emotional stability. It stands for just having that inner good feeling that like you belong. So that's something that will hopefully transpire in the month of May, for some of you in the month of June. Now, I asked about future. You have another king of wands. You have 8 of pentacles, and you have Knight of Cups. The way this was shown to me is, here's the story that I'm seeing. Some of you are working really, really hard in your career. This is also a message that signifies some of you might be in training. This could be training at work. It could be training in work in some other capacity. This training can also be connected to this King of Wands. So this may be a boss. This could be the person that you are meeting in the month of May. And because this is past May, and this person is going to help you to get your career started or to get something moving, career or work related, because this is about monetary. This is financial. Some of you, Knight of Cups is being presented. Some of you, and I feel this is you, some of you are ready or will be ready in a very short order to have a brand new relationship, because I see this as you offering a cup to someone. So there is a couple of things. You may receive an offer that will come to you in the next few months as a result of you leaving certain things behind. This can also represent you offering someone your cup. So this could be an emotional relationship that some of you are starting or will be starting. For some of you, because the cards were presented to me, this is how it was presented to me. Actually, how can I show it? This way? This way. This knight is moving away from this 8 of Pentacles. Some of you, I feel, will move away from a certain situation that you worked very hard on. Okay, this could be a job, this could be a career, this could be some sort of responsibility. Perhaps it's a responsibility to this King or Queen of Wands. So for some of you, you might be walking away from a financial situation because there is something new. Now, what is it that I want to say here? Many of you are transitioning into new circumstances. Some of you will feel this in a very near future. Some of you are already feeling this and have been feeling this for a while. And again, I want to look at the gazelle message and I want to say, just relax. Just know that everything is going to be fine. Trust your intuition. That's the big thing that I want to say. When we are on the lookout for something, and this is often subconscious, we are on the lookout because we think or believe or fear that there's always something that's going to come our way, typically not pleasant. So when that happens, ultimately we end up, creating our environment. And so what I'm trying to say is, find peace of mind so that you're not so overwhelmed with some of the things that you are going through. Now, it's not overwhelmed because it's bad. Change can feel a little bit overwhelmed. Even change to a good place can be overwhelmed because it signifies a transition and therefore a shift and therefore unknown. So because many of you are in transitions, and because many of you will have brand new beginnings, and because many of you, most of you actually, are moving to a place of much more fulfillment, well, you've got the Knight of Cups, and because most of us are in a process of expansion, it's important for you to trust your own intuition, because you may not always be able to see exactly where you're going. Now, what I'm saying here makes zero sense to me, so I'm hoping it's going to make sense to you. I keep looking at this. Let me just put this card here, time to go in reverse or in protection. If some of you are fearing that you are losing something, this message says it may not necessarily be so. Either this will come back again, but in a different form, or time will pass and you will realize it's not the end yet. So there's different messages for different people, but there is definitely a fork in the road. Maybe some of you feel like you need to make a decision because something is coming to an end. And the message here is, follow your intuition, trust your inner guidance. You might be surprised at the end of all of this. For some of you, this is about a relationship where you feel you're done or it's been done. And you kind of remove yourself for a while, but then you realize that situation comes back to you. Whatever it is for you, particularly relationship-wise, I feel some of you are not finished the lesson, if you will. So whether the relationship comes back or another one similar to it will come back to you at some point, I want to say it's not over yet. So that is a good thing. Number 9 is being shown to me, which always signifies endings. And I always say endings are not necessarily bad things. But I feel many of you are going to be facing a very hopeful future in a very short order. June is coming up. So for some of you, this may transpire either at the end of May or more towards June. Is there anything else that I want to? It is very important for you to keep a clear mind in the month of May. And I'm asking the question why. I feel like some of you will need to make decisions that seem to come out of nowhere. I think that I mentioned that a little bit earlier. So remember, your words for this month were solution and resolution. So many of you will be finding solutions to difficult situations and resolutions to difficult situations, and you will be ironing things out and smoothing things out. So whenever I say that phrase, smoothing things out, it always implies that something is going to turn out better than it has been up until this point. And the number 8 is being shown to me, which is all about strength, having strength, needing to have strength, but also about abundance and auspicious situations. Many of you, I feel, will be meeting new people. These could be individuals you will have future with in a romantic way. For some of you, this is going to be more of a work situation. Again, the Knight of Cups, I feel this is what that is for many of you. Either somebody's going to offer you something or you are going to offer something to someone. And I think that's all I have. He's asking me to say the number 17. I wrote that because I saw it earlier and I couldn't figure out why it was. So if number 17 means anything to you, yes, it comes to an 8. But if 17 means anything to you, then the message is specifically for you. So with that said, I think that's all I've got for you. I hope this was helpful. If it does make sense, I would love for you to comment. I read your comments all the time. And please keep in mind, this probably will make no sense in May, at the beginning of May. It never makes sense to me when I record it. So, but it almost always makes sense to you, looks like, towards the end of the month. So please go back, check in towards the end, and I wish you best of luck. Thank you so much for sharing, for liking, for subscribing. And of course, if you would like the private session, that information is down below. Thank you again so much, and I will see you soon.